Hi, I'm Bear Hero, and welcome to the middle of the road. Not just in terms of my skill level, but more importantly in terms of my account progress. In the 8+ years I've played, I've averaged just barely over 1 hour a day on my Ironman account. You see, I have other priorities. I'm a family man, a devoted husband, and a dad. But this begs a question that will drive this series. Can a dad max on old school RuneScape? Hey everybody, it's been a while, so I thought I'd hit you with a roadmap. Just a reminder of where we're at and where we're going. First off, when we started the series, we had a goal to kind of get us started, get 90 base stats. We accomplished that. And then we had a little bit of fun and we collected some collection log items and got all of the quote unquote easy tiers, which gave us well over 600 log slots. Now we're on to 99 Slayer, which is going to open so many doors as we progress into maxing our account. Of course, before we max our account, we are going to set a slightly smaller goal of 2200 skill total. A massive chunk out of the ultimate maxing plan. But it just seems like it's a little bit more obtainable if we go set the bar a little bit lower. But we'll get there, don't worry. Let's talk about the anatomy of the Slayer skill and why it is so important to me as I progress my way to maxing my account. We're right now sitting really close to 95 Slayer, just a couple hundred XP away from getting 95, which of course, if you know Slayer at all, unlocks Alchemical Hydra. Along the way, as we complete 99 Slayer, we're going to be able to check off the boxes of several gear upgrades, as well as getting a lot of supplies. These supplies are going to touch all of the skills that we need to level up to finish up maxing our accounts. The biggest thing I'm looking forward to is getting the bone drops and the different ensouled heads, which will help progress us towards 99 prayer. We're also going to be leveling out our combat stats, and those will definitely be getting maxed out along the way as well. In addition to that, we'll get some smithing supplies, we'll get some food drops as well for cooking, which I think we are already set with that with our karambwams. And of course, herbs and seeds, which will help with farming and herb lore. All that being said, getting 99 Slayer first is just a smart idea because once we are done with it, we'll have a better understanding of what we need to do still to fill in the gaps to get 99 and all of our other stats. So without further ado, let's get in to slaying some monsters. I have not done Slayer in so long. I really can't remember. It may be over a year since I've actually touched the skill efficiently. But we do have a task to wrap up. We have 40 blood velds to kill. We also have 1,000 Slayer points. I probably should look into how we're going to use those. And a pretty nice streak at 161. First task completed, back on the Slayer grind. Let's go get our first new task of the video. All right, before we get our first task, let's talk about what we're looking for. The big one obviously is Hydra. I'm not quite 95 Slayer yet, but when I do get there, I do want to get a Hydra task because there are so many gear upgrades I can get from this, namely the attachment that goes onto the Dragger Hunter Lance in the way of the Claw. And then I also have never done Araxer before. This was released after I had last touched the skill, so I would love to get some halberd pieces. It would just be fun to try something new, and I know that Araxer has been kind of changed a little bit of the meta with melee weapons with the halberd. And then of course I would love to get a synapsis drop from the Tormented Demons. This would revolutionize the way I attack demon creatures like Krill and just so many different things. So this will be a much desired task along the way to get my first ever synapses. And then lastly, I do have some unfinished business with Cerberus. So I would be happy to get that task and kind of knock that out. And of course, there's a variety of other tasks as well that I wouldn't mind getting, but these are just 4 of the ones I would like the most. All right, the first task back to Slayer, and we are going to be killing Cerberus. I really just need the Eternal Crystal from here. Got the Pegasian and a Primordial, which is not bad for the KC that I have. I actually got the Pegasian really early on, which is obviously the worst one, but I do have my Prims, which I'm happy about. So I just need the Eternal Crystal, not too fussed about sticking around for the pet or the Smoldering Stone. All right, I got 4 kills that trip. Not too bad, a little rusty, but I think I can extend it even further. So let's hop back in there. Catching a Crystal Impling will never get old. Ooh, a Crystal Acorn. I guess I died there. Well, okay. Ooh, an Elite Clue Scroll. Let's go get that done. Dude, my buddy in my CC just got Virtus Robe Top. They got Virtus Robe Bottoms just like 2 days ago. So crazy luck getting full Virtus. I think they have the helm as well. Super cool. All right, you can call me out if you want, but I don't really feel like re-gearing for the wilderness step here. So we'll just save this until the end of the Serb task. No way, he just got another. Oh my gosh. Dude, RNG is broken. He needs an axe piece. Real quick, I do want to get a clean look at this. 150 days played. It's pretty clean. In 4 hours, but ignore this. Let me just cover that up right there. Yeah, 150 days clean. And nothing on kill number 300. Summer pies, but nothing notable. I just died. Like, this thing popped up. I mean, I shouldn't use that as an excuse, but thanks, Jagex.
Collection log slot completed.
Go! Let's go. It's done. I'm done with Cerberus. Let's go! I finished that one and he spawned. Oh, dude, I'm done. That is the last crystal that I need. I'm done. Minus the pet. Where's it at? Oh, okay. Dude, check it. I can go for the hell puppy, you know, way down the road if I ever go for all pets. Cerberus is done at 330 KC. Let's flip and go. Let's go. I'm so excited. Yes. Welcome back to Slayer. Welcome back to Slayer. They said I was crazy for getting the Infinity Boots a long time ago. Well, actually, no one said that, but I felt crazy. But now I am going to get to add the Eternal Crystal to the boots and make the Eternal Boots. Let's go ahead and proceed. Let's go. Toss those on. More boots with wings. We just got the Devout Sandals and Devout Boots last video. Oh, so happy. So happy. I like Serb is not bad. I was kind of grooving with it, but it does take a lot of supplies. So best boots for now completed. I know the treads are coming out in the near future, but who knows if I'll ever get those in the foreseeable future. So let's grab them all out. I will say I do have a Pegasian crystal. I do not have Pegasian boots or ranger boots, so I do need to get those at some point, but those will come eventually. So very nice. Primordials, Eternals, and one day we'll get ranger boots. All right, that'll wrap up our Hellhound task, and it was a good one. Go ahead and do this clue scroll, and then we will get our next task. All right, real quick before this elite clue takes us into the wilderness, let's go ahead and open up this beginner and this hard we collected along the last task. Nothing from the beginner, and nothing really from the hard either. All right, I snagged an elite from the wilderness. Let's see if we can get lucky. Nothing really interesting. All right, a couple of housekeeping things. Since I last did Slayer, the Royal Titans were released. I still need to get the range prayer from there and also the staff. So I'm going to go ahead and unblock Fire Giant so I can put that back on the menu. And then I'm also going to unblock Black Demons because they also make Demonic Gorillas way more AFK. I don't have the Ballista done yet, and I just heard they're really chill now. So I'm going to unblock them for now and see how chill the task actually is. And then we can always reblock it if we need to. All right, Curdale, what are we going to get? Ooh, you know, we're actually going to try something a little different. I do actually have a few collection log slots. We're going to try bursting the Tazar creatures and see if we can knock out one of these. And I actually have never done this before, so I just want to kind of see how it goes. So we're going to keep the Tazar task. We'll do Jad another time.
Collection log slot completed.
There we go. That's why we came here for this. Let's go. We will take that. What is that one? Ooh, the mace. Let's go. Or I guess technically it's called the maul, but very nice. Aw, another one. Duplicate. That's alright though. Still cool to see a loot beam. Alright, that is our first really Tazar task. I don't know if I ever did that instead of Jad. I've always just kind of opted for Jad whenever I get that. And I'm pretty happy with it. Got 26k XP, went by really quick. And we got a collection log slot. And we got a little bit of XP. I am defensive casting because I do have 99 mage. And then I got about 23k XP from Slayer. So kind of nice little chip away there. Cool. Let's get our next task. Ooh, come on, Dragon Warhammer. Let's get this. Redwood Tree Seed. How rare is that? Like, comparatively to like a Dragon Warhammer. Let's check that out. No, it's rarer than the Dragon Warhammer. 1 out of 3,125. Come on. So real quick, I just banked, but I wanted to show you how many Lizardman Shaman I've killed. I've killed 3,310. This is a little deceptive though, because the drop rate is 1 out of 3,000, but I did kill probably about half of these back when the drop rate was 1 out of 5k, so I'm not really sure how that translates. I don't think I'm necessarily dry yet. I think it's going to be somewhere maybe around like 4,000 where I would technically be dry because I killed so many under the old drop rate. I don't know. Some maybe could do the math for me. I'm just not quite sure how that works. Hey, 15 million range. Would you look at that? It's a laser seed. It's a laser seed, whatever. Also 1 in 3,000 plus. Rip the Warhammer. There we go. Task completed. Let's kill one more for the road. Then we'll head out of here. All right, we didn't get lucky on the Dragon Warhammer, but let's see what our next task is. Ooh, some Abyssal Demons. I think we're going to go try Sire and see what we can do there, because I'm pretty sure, well, we do have the Bludgeon Spine, but we are missing quite a few things. So I think we are going to try to go there. They didn't recently improve Sire, and I'm curious to see how it is. So some of the changes that I've noticed from Sire, which are in the update blog, but I'm just kind of noticing them myself, is that you can now attack the Abyssal Sire in between phases. So like whenever it's like transitioning from one place to the other, which is nice. You can deal a little bit of extra damage and can kind of make the fight a little bit shorter. The other thing I've noticed is that you can also hit pretty hard on the vents. I don't recall hitting this hard and being able to constantly, one down the Sire vents phase. So that's nice too. And I don't know any other ones. I might pull up the blog and see if I can recognize them from there and see if I've seen them yet or not. I'm getting a lot of diamonds. Look at this. Like all of the diamond, or all the drops. Well, okay. The last 2 have been drops at least of diamonds. And I got a couple last night as well. So diamonds for days. All right, so it looks like from the wiki, here are the following updates. And we have seen some of these. The lung phase has now been shortened. That's the one I was talking about earlier. The Abyssal Sire now is targetable during the transition phases, which is what I talked about earlier as well. The Sire speed has been increased, so basically making him move faster in between phases, which also speeds up the fight slightly. Also implemented a minimum hit of 50% of your weapon's mag set, allowing in-game setups to one phase. So, okay, basically making the vents more reliable. And a bunch of other stuff to kind of help speed it up just a little bit. But yeah, all right, I'm going to try and knock out one of these combat achievements. I actually have 2 left. I need to do They Grow Up Too Fast, which is killing it before any of the little spawns mature. And then there's another one that I have to do, which is the Avenge one, which is a really easy one as well. But what I'm going to do is I saw a strategy where you can basically clump up these spawns, and then using chins, which is probably my best bet, I can toss them. And then I think I can kill the stack and then kill the boss. So I'm going to try that. We'll see how it goes. Ooh, a green beam kind of threw me off a little bit. Some soul runes. Nice. A lot of them.
Combat task.
Let's go! I'll take it. Let's go. Let's go. The task completed. Let's go. I'm going to take a little bit of time.
Combat task completed.
There it is. There is the last one for Sire. It's all combat tasks completed. And we don't get rewarded except for a little bit of death runes, but that is the last combat task. Well, there it is. That is the last one we need for the Abyssal Sire. We now have Abyssal Sire combat achievements green logged. Very nice. Now we're just killing the boss for bludgeon pieces. Hey, strength level and 121 combat and 2125. Let's go. Ooh, some brews. Kill 150 gets me nothing. We are at kill number 177 here, and it's a significant one because this should be getting us the Slayer level at 95. So let's go ahead and get this kill. All right, let's see if we get lucky on our 90. Oh, I just clicked through the level. Oh, man. Not lucky with the Unsired, but we did just get 95 Slayer, and we can now kill Alchemical Hydra, which is going to be a big gear upgrade when we get that Dragon Hunter Lance upgrade, which is going to be nice. I got baited by the green beam again. The soul runes. Ooh, interesting drop here. A dragon fruit tree seed. How rare is that? A 1 out of 1,158. Oh my gosh. All right, this will be kill number 200. And we did not get an unsired. We are actually about to be at the point where we're getting dry. We have 1 in 200. They are 1 in 100, so I should have got 1 in these last 100 kills. So let's see if we can push KC a little bit higher and see if we can get 1. Because we are owed 1. We are owed 1. Oh, yikes. Jugs of water on kill 201 officially makes us dry for the unsired. Come on. All right, I just saw that my arc light is below 500 charges, as you can see here. And I think I'm actually going to stay here at Sire. I still have a lot on task, but I'm going to stay here until these charges get almost depleted. I'm not necessarily running super low on shards. I think I saw like 10 plus, but I do want to save those for any future Tormented Demon tasks. And I may just have to come back here once I finally get a Synapse to be able to make my Ember Light or Scorching Bow or whatever I'm going to use here. So we'll see how far these 500 charges get us. What the? No drop? What is going on? I have a little more shards than I thought, so I'm going to put a little more into the Arc Light and maybe try to round out 300 KC. I'm still dry on a Unsired, and I'm hoping they kind of start dropping and I get a couple before we get to 300 KC. 250 KC for some cannibals. I did not have the recording on, but I got an Unsired 251. I can't believe it. The one time I was not recording, but I got one. And as I'm making my way over here, just ignore the fact that I have like an easy clue stash unit supply stuff in my inventory. I must have clicked it somewhere along the way, and I gotta go put it back somewhere. I just don't know where I clicked it on the way here. But let's go ahead and see what this Unsire is gonna be. We are looking for the following things. We are looking for bludgeon pieces primarily. Everything else we don't really care for, I'm going to be honest. I can get the Abyssal head, I think, through Abyssal Demons, through Slayer. Don't really care much for the Jar Miasma or whatever it's called. And then the Abyssal Dagger is just something I can get from Abyssal Demons as well. It's a really rare drop, but I want a bludgeon piece. So that's what I'm looking for. Here we go. What they're gonna be.
Collection log slot completed.
Let's go. The bludgeon claw. We just need 1 more piece. We will take that. Let's go. Yes. So as I'm going to the fairy ring to back to the abyssal next, this is where it is. Let's go ahead and put all that stuff back there. Let's leave the claw in here for some good luck. Maybe we can get another Unsired. We should be on rate to get another one in the next 49 KC or so. The troll green beam soul runes again. And another one. There we go. Kill number 300 for a couple loop halves. No Unsired yet, so I'm entering the dry territory again. I mean, I know I said I would stop at 300, but you might as well go ahead and finish the task, right? It's 38 more. You know, we can get that Unsired. You know, I'm not doing copium at all here. Ooh, another green beam. Got me again, but at least it's not soul runes. Alright, here we go. Last one. Are they going to give us an Unsired for the last one? They will not. Unfortunate. That is the task complete though. And yeah, let's recap. Let's go to the bank and recap what we did. So this loot is kind of deceptive because it does include all of my kills from the first time I killed Sire, which was about 100. So I guess if you want to just take everything and divide it by 2/3, you know, 66% of everything. So just kind of shave off a third of it. Is kind of what we got. You know, you could go with that. But yeah, so I'm looking at my first clip. It was on June 5th. So it took me about 5 days to do this task. I was averaging probably, if I was focusing, about 20 kills per hour. You know, which from killing 242, 12 hours? 12 hours. Which is quite a bit of time for a Slayer task. But I don't know. Sometimes whenever you're just filling the task, especially like one like Sire, which is not too favorable, you just kind of want to lean into it. Did get a nice little chunk of XP here, 164k. I'm happy with that. So remember that during this task we did get 95 Slayers. So let's see if the first task we get is a Hydra task. Let's find out. Oh, blue dragons. We're gonna go to Vorkath? Let me think about this. All right, I decided just to go to the blue dragons and just kind of quickly get through this task. Just gonna bank up the dragon bones, and also I think I'm gonna wait until I get a dragon hunter lance to do Warcath, or you know, one day a dragon hunter crossbow from raids, but that's a long ways off. I am liking this bone collection for the prayer training later on, so definitely will take that. And that's the task completed. Come on, Hydra. Ooh, looks like we're going back to the Royal Titans. And the first loot back, and we just get some arrow seeds. Oh, well, a duplicate giant soul amulet. I think I can break these down and turn them into charges, I believe.
Completed.
All right, I'm logging in after they have added stackable clues to the game, and it looks like I'm getting some retroactive collection log slots to increase my cap of the scroll cases I can get. Looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is pretty nice. If you don't know what these do, these basically increase the amount of clue scroll boxes you can get and stack up in your inventory. So now the way clues work, instead of getting a clue scroll, you'll now get stackable clue scroll boxes, very similar to Leagues if you ever played that, but it allows you to get multiple clues at once when you're doing things like a Slayer task and or maybe something else that you're doing. Kill number 76.
Collection log slot
and
completed.
We'll take that part of the staff, the ice elemental staff crown. Ooh, maybe the more expensive part. Not sure. So on closer inspection, I am missing still the fire elemental crown, which I need to make the full staff, and I'm missing the Deadeye prayer scrolls. So I'm missing one from each boss. So I think I'm going to keep going for the Deadeye scroll, and then once I get that, I'll switch over to looting. I think it's was it Brenda. Yeah. The fire one. Branda. That one. Branda. Hey, a dupe amulet there. Some charges for the other one. All right, this will be kill number 100 from the Royal Titans. Let's see if we get rewarded with kill number 100. Come on, Deadeye prayer scroll. No, but we do get a couple caskets. I think it's our first time getting the clue scroll boxes. Sorry, boxes, not caskets. There we go. Now that I've hit 100 KC, I think it's time that I start focusing on some of the combat achievements. That way I can knock these out for the future, well, let's just say my future hopes and dreams of one day completing some more combat achievements. So we're going to focus on the ones that we can definitely do solo first. And I think we will maybe try to see if we can group up or some of the more difficult ones that probably take a duo. So we're going to start with 1 by 1. This is where we kill one Titan at a time without attacking the other. Then after that, we are going to try to go ahead and do I Need Room, which is we're killing the Royal Titans while extinguishing all the fires and icicles, basically hitting them with a spell before they disappear. And then last but not least, I think we should be able to do the No Time to Pray. I'll just have to flick the melee prayer or just try to out-eat the damage I'm receiving, but I think flicking should work just fine.
Combat task completed.
There we go, 1 by 1 complete. There we go, there is I Need Room. Okay, I'll admit it, I'm struggling to get the last what I would consider solo combat achievement, which is the kill Royal Titans without losing any prayer points. So I'm going to see if I can do the one thing that middle-aged dads fear, which is make new friends and duo these Royal Titans a little bit and see if we can't knock out these last 4 combat achievements. Anyone willing to help with a few combat achievements? Absolutely not. I can. Let me just say, finding Psychronic was a godsend. I appreciate him so much for hopping in and completing the combat achievements with me. It was just a lot of fun to find someone that I didn't know and to basically just do the combat achievements together, which, as some of you or most of you probably know, Royal Titans is a duo boss. So I just appreciate him so much for hopping in and being willing to be a friend and just to help me out. Here we are doing, I think it's the perfect Royal Titans in these next couple of clips, but again, just shout out to this guy and just how nice he was, and just really appreciate all they did for me to help me out with these combat achievements. About to do the 15kc one, and then I should be able to also knock out the No Time to Pray and 4 the Takes Too Long, which is the one where you kill them at the same time. So that shouldn't be too hard.
Combat task completed.
TY.
I'm so glad I found a friend, though. This has been so pleasant. Kill number 8 of the 15kc combat achievement. All right, this should be kill 15, which should be the
Combat
Titan
task
killer
completed.
combat achievement. 15 kills without leaving the instance. Let's go. Hey. And this should be, as long as I don't die,
Combat task
the
completed.
final combat achievement. Dude, thank you, Psychronic. Thank you, man. You are awesome. Thank you, buddy. That's it. All right, that was fun, and we now have all of the combat achievements done. Now, there was an issue. I'm not sure if you noticed it while I was killing them in the clips. Not the fact that I died like a few times, but the issue was that I didn't quite get any KC towards my fire giant task, which means I still need to kill them for the Slayer task that I'm on. I still need the Dead Ice Prayer Scroll and the other piece of the staff. So it looks like I'm going back in solo, but at least now I don't have to worry about the combat achievements. Hey, 86 attack during the first solo kill back. Also, a friend in the CC let me know that, of course, it doesn't count towards my fire giant task because I was looting the Ice King, not the fire. So why would that count? That is right. Thank you, clan member. All right, here we go. Time to loot kill number 150. Let's see if we get rewarded for this. We do not. Just some seeds. All right, I have heavily neglected my birdhouse runs and my herb runs, so I'm gonna go ahead and go take care of that real quick, and then hopefully get right back to this and get this prayer skull knocked out in the near future. All right, real quick before we go back, I have not been showing the clips of myself just being completely criticized for the color of my crystal armor. I keep being asked, why did I choose this pea color crystal armor? I don't know. I thought yellow looked nice. In my mind, I couldn't choose blue because that's mage. I couldn't choose red because that's melee in my mind. However, I have decided I'm going to switch it up because I think I've kind of outgrown the pea color. I thought it was more like a banana color, but you know, I think I've outgrown it. So just before we go, I'm going to go ahead and quickly go in here, drop some unnecessary 2 mil, grab one of these, grab one of these. Yeah, grab one more of these. That should be good. Okay. And now I feel like at least, hopefully at the very least, I won't be made fun of anymore with my armor. I don't really care that much, but you know, just to appease the crowd, you know what I mean? And last but not least, before we go back into the Royal Titans, for some reason I had my Diamond Bolt equipped like the whole entire set of kills up until now. Probably because I went in with the rune crossbow when I first began. So I'm going to go ahead and toss on this Rod of Blessing. That way I get that prayer bonus whenever I'm in the kill. All right, now with that said, let's hop back in and finish out this task. This is a significant pull here. Not because of the loot, because it sucks. Because we officially have 75 KC left. And do you know what the drop rate is of the Deadeye Prayer Scroll? That's right, 75. We are pretty dry so far for the Deadeye Prayer Scroll, but hopefully we'll get it by the end of this task. 75 more kills to go. Another duplicate amulet. Got a lot of those now. How many is that? We are up to 8. All right, big kill here, 200. My hope is that we'll get rewarded with the prayer scroll. Let's go ahead and see if we can get it the prayer scroll. Let's see if we can get that right now. We don't. 216. Nope. Holy moly, look at all of these legs. Look at them. And there we go. Last chance to get the Deadeye prayer skull. Let's hope we can get it. Right here, last kill. It was not meant to be. All right. A whopping 119k XP there in Slayer. That took a while to do that one. It's honestly taken me quite a bit. Those kills are not super fast. As you can tell, like 2 to 3 minutes each. And just being busy and whatnot, it takes a while to get through a task of 168 of those. So, with that said, let's go and grab our next task and see what's on the docket. It's going to be some drakes. All right. So one of the good things about drakes is they actually have recently been nerfed a little bit. The hit points have been decreased a little bit. The stab defense has gone down significantly. The armor has gone down. And they also have some elemental weaknesses. I don't think we're going to use magic, but we can now do a little more damage, hopefully. Hopefully they'll be a little bit easier to kill. I think I've always used a crossbow on these, and I think I will again, because I think they are weak to, yes, heavy ranged attacks, which is the crossbow. So we'll just do that. Oh yeah, these are much easier to kill. Faux show, faux show. Ooh, looks like we got our first superior of the task. All right, this should do it. See if we can get lucky. Not lucky. Oh, for the first time I'm getting this thing called a shark lure. If you didn't know, a shark lure was recently released. It basically allows you to catch shark at a faster rate. It's basically like a way for them to balance out just like pure shark drops, and kind of incentivizes the skilling portion. So pretty much all I know about it. Call me Kendrick Lamar because this Drake task is finished. All right, before I get on to the next task, I have some chores I need to do. Chore number 1, I am very behind on my upkeep of my miscellanea kingdom. As you can tell from right here, it's kind of scrunched in between these two other things that are kind of chores. But I only have 59%, so I gotta get on these and rake and maybe even chop some wood because I gotta get that favor back up. And I gotta make a deposit because I think I'm pretty low on my coffer as well. So let's take care of this real quick. All right, and as you also may recall, we have begun to collect clue scroll boxes, which we have a lot. And I'm not sure how I feel about this. I know whenever I got to a certain point on leagues where I had a bunch of these, I just kind of got, I don't know, exhausted of like collecting them and just going through all of them. So I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It is different because it's the main game. So let's see how easy it is to churn through all of these. Just got quite a few here, but we'll collect some caskets and then we'll open them all at once. So let's see how it goes. All right, I've literally never have used this Shazian Bank before. But here I am alongside some random person named Gfield, but I have a few caskets I'm going to open. I thought I'd go ahead and change it up. I usually open these up in Sears Bank, but I'm going to go ahead and open up here. Maybe it'll bring some luck, or maybe not. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get a few collection log slots. Go ahead and knock these out now and see what we get. We did lose one elite casket along the way. Didn't have the requirements for something, and I didn't feel very bothered to go out of my way to get it done. So let's go ahead and open up these caskets. Let's see what we get.
Collection log slot completed.
Ooh, 2 collection log slots there. Bandos, robe legs, and steel, full helm, gold. Those look great. Dang. Nice. Very nice. Like it. Fancy. All right, be nuggets. And now the hard casket. Go ahead and drop these things here. And the hard casket. Ooh, Bandos. DI top. Look at everything. Oh, wow. And a dupe ancient DI top. All the dupes here. Dang, a single collection log from the Arc Blues side. And the elite clues?
Collection log slot completed.
We will take the bronze dragon mask for sure. For sure. And one more. Nothing from that one. All right, it's late where I'm at and I'm about to go to bed. Let's go ahead and see what our task is before we go to sleep so we know what is in store for us tomorrow when we get back on. Ooh, a very juicy neck reel task. We can get some defensive XP with some defensive casting there. And it'll be quite a bit of Slayer XP. Excited for that one. So we'll dive into that one tomorrow. Good morning. Let's talk a little bit before we go. Gotta make that money. Does anybody else use the quest cape whenever they're bursting to go back to your house and then get back to where you need to be? Or is it just me? Is this a low IQ tech or a high IQ? I don't know. I like using it. I will happily take this XP. I'm getting 83k defensive XP per hour. And of course, 54k Slayer XP. I don't have to tell you that. If you know Slayer at all, you know this is a hopping task for things like this. And a little bit of prayer XP. Another superior Voltron over here again. Nothing again. There it is. The neck task completed. A nice 75k XP in no time at all. Give me an Araxor or a, what you call it, Hydra task, please. Okay, alright, it's not too bad. We'll kill worms. We'll kill worms. Mystery box. Mystery bucket. Daggone worms done been slain, y'all. Vampires. So I've actually never have gotten a blood shard before, which would be a nice little upgrade to my fury. I'm not sure if I would just toss it on there or hold on to it for future bossing endeavors, but at least something that I could get from this that would be interesting. So not a completely uninteresting task, beyond the fact that they're just good money, and there's a prayer altar right here, so you can kind of speed through these kills really quickly. So I'll take it. All right, a very quick vampire task in the books. No blood shard, but that's okay. What you got for me, Kiridel? Ooh, Phantom Muspah. Yes, I would. I guess we're gonna go ahead and take 50. We're gonna go ahead and give Muspah a shot. Never done it before on the main game. I've done it on leagues, so this should be interesting. I think the kills are gonna take a while, for me at least. So we'll see how it goes. All right, before we head to Muspah, I gotta do a little bit of supply prep. My Karam bombs are looking dangerously low, and I gotta have some combo eats for when I do Muspah for the first time. All right, this is gonna be the gear that I'm gonna be rocking for Muspah. And just for your viewing pleasure, I'm gonna go ahead and record my first kill ever of Muspah on the main game. And whether I live or die, you'll get to see it in action. All right, here we go. Well, I wouldn't have done as well as I expected. All right, let's try again. There we go. Much better.
Collection log slot completed.
Oh, so many things. Essence and a couple things. Nice. A couple of combat achievements. We'll take it. All right, we're going back in. This time we're going to try some thralls to increase our DPS. Try to bring that 404 kill time down quite a bit. Let's give it a go. Totally forgot the Book of the Dead. This is going great. There we go. Kill number 2. With a barely slightly better time. But we did get some beams here. Some dragon plate skirt. Let's go. Oh, man. Oh, finally another kill. Died quite a few times. And I am rewarded with Some good stuff here. Cannonballs and Dragon Bolts. I'll take that.
Collection log slot
Hey,
completed.
Ancient Icon. Gonna improve our Berks. First tasks. Let's go. We will take that. Definitely probably my cleanest kill. Can do another one as well. Love the green beams. Good morning, everybody. I had some sleep. I got up, drank some coffee, did some light reading. The family's out doing some things, and I'm ready to get slapped by Muspah again. But I have a feeling this is going to go a little bit better. There we go. Kill number 11. First kill, no death. 340. We'll take it. You know, I really feel like I could probably get this down to like 3 or 4 kill trips. Coming a little bit better for me as the kills go on. So, first 3 kill trip in the book. Ooh, a 56 shark lure. Kill number 19.
Collection log slot
Hey,
completed.
A charged ice. Alright, apparently it's just the metamorphosis, like the dust for chambers for the pet. If you get under a certain kill time. I didn't realize I got 249 as well. So that was a PB. So, hey, at least I got that. And I think that's pretty good get. Here we go. Kill number 25.
Combat task completed.
And we'll take that combat task all day, every day. I'm going to attempt a couple of combat achievements this time with this trip. First one I'm going to attempt is I'm going to try to attempt the without running, which seems like a pretty free one to do. Probably will take some damage on the melee phase. I think there is a step back method, but I haven't really been able to perfect that yet. And then the other one I'm going to try to do is to get the 10 kills in one trip. So I'm going to bring some brews and try to extend it out. Hopefully I'll get a food drop as well. But that's the plan. And then beyond that, those two, and then eventually getting 50 KC will be the only ones I'll be going for. I would like to wait until I get better gear or even like better mage in the future before I attempt some of the more difficult ones like the time kills. So I know I'll have to return eventually anyway. So those are the 3 I'm going to go for. But for now, let's try to do this no running and this 10 kill trip. All right, let's make sure run is off and let's give it a go. All right, kill number 30 and the combat achievement.
Combat task completed.
Or combat task, I should say, completed. Too bad. Did take some food, but it was just a simple one. Go ahead and restock our food and we'll be right back.
Combat task completed.
What was that? Walk straight, pray true, kill the Muspah without taking any unavoidable damage. Hey, we'll take that. Master task and a food drop. Come on. Okay, let's kill 35. And I am halfway through the kills for the 10 kill trip. Should have brought a stam though. My supplies aren't looking too bad, but my energy is going on quick, running around, trying to stay away from this dude. I was like, kill 7 is where it's going to end at. Couldn't quite get the 10. Flies just weren't there. Did a little bit of mismanaging, but I'm proud of 7 kills. I just logged in, and it's been a few days since I've been killing Muspah, but the Varlamore Part 3 release happened, and I can no longer use my achievement diary cape, or sorry, my quest point cape, to teleport, because you have to have all the quests done in order to be able to use the perk. So we're going to go a little old school, and we're going to get to our destination through the monastery teleport, because I'm using the fairy ring to teleport over to DKS so I can get to Weiss, and I just don't have the teleport set up, so just a little minor inconvenience, and I'll take care of all them more later, not in this video. So I'm going to try one more time to do a 10 kill trip, see if I can have the skill and get some supply drops in order to be able to complete it. I also brought a stamina pot, which is going to help because that is what really got me last time. Oh, this is a great start to a trip. It's finished up kill 40. That's 4 kills on the trip, and they're going really well. So this 10 kill trip should be very doable. Alright, that should be a PB.
Collection log slot
Ooh,
completed.
And a frozen catch. Not a PB though, surprisingly. I did get a collection log. Let's go. Kind of spooked me a little bit.
Collection log slot completed.
Let's go. Was not expecting that during this trip, but we will take that. Let's flipping go. Of course, I'm trapped in this last kill here. Of course. Ooh, that
Combat task
should
completed.
be it. Let's go. Completed the Essence Farmer. That is 10 kills without leaving. Let's go ahead and wrap up the task here, though, but that is the combat achievement. We will take that. There it is. Kill
Combat
Number
task
50
completed.
on the task, and oh yes, and it's a combat task as well, and it's a Slayer task, and it's all the tasks. Okay, we'll take it. All right, now that I'm not in the instance and I actually can breathe for a second, I know it's just Muspah, guys, but let me go ahead and actually take a second to appreciate what I got. I mean, I'm so happy, this gamer dad here, to be able to. I've never done Muspah before, to getting a task for Slayer, killing it, dying a lot, and then going and doing to end a 50 kill Slayer task. Doing I think it was no, it must have been a 13 kill trip. So a 13 kill trip without telling. I probably could have done a few more. Honestly, I got some supply drops the last kill there, and just to be able to do that and complete a few master tier combat achievements. I know they're not grandmaster tier, but I'm proud of that. And I got some good loot, including this Venator shard, which I did not get to really appreciate in the moment. I need 5 of those to make the bow, but there you go. That's 1 of 5. So hey, we'll take that all day, any day. I got a few brews. I just picked up the loot I thought that was important. I thought I don't really know how else to get ancient brews, or I haven't. Well, I guess you have to have a higher level requirement. I've really gone to next. So I just picked up what I thought was important, and including some alkables and some cash. And I don't know how rare these shark lures are nowadays. So anyway, let's go ahead and bank this stuff, and let's open up this catch real quick. All right, first ever frozen catch. What's it gonna be? Just 21 Limport roots. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take that. But the most important get is the Venator shard. But I did get an ancient icon. I want to go and upgrade my ancient staff, and I do have a few clue scrolls I've got along the way. I want to go ahead and knock these out. It's been a while since I've done my clues, and we'll see if we can get lucky with well, not really looking for very much, but you know, never hurts to get a few log slots. Let's go ahead and do a little housekeeping here. All right, Eblis. All right, Abyssal, go ahead and let's upgrade this. I found this weird icon. Will you upgrade my thingy? Thank you so much. That sounds pretty neat. Do it. Yes, please. Let's go. All right, ancient scepter unlocked. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Boom. Okay, and I think now we can attach like a little gem here from the desert treasure bosses. Don't have to do the way conversion, but we can kill those and attach a little thing right here, which can improve our ancient spells, which is great. All right, to the clue scrolls. What the heck is going on here? All right, I'm doing clue scrolls, and I banked my worn inventory, and I see that my crystal legs go in as inactive, and I went back and looked at my kills. It looked like I they ran out of charges about kill 48 right after that one. So I had 2 more kills, and I thought those 2 kills were strangely slow, and that would explain why that I didn't have that extra damage boost with my crystal bow, or my bowfa, I mean. So, well, there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Got 7 caskets to open here. Let's go ahead and open them now and see what we get.
Collection log slot completed.
I don't have a dragon full helm, but I do have an ornament kit for it. Alright, if you've been watching my series from the beginning, you will know that I typically like to look at my stats for each month to see how we progressed. I'm shifting this to be an end of a video look, mainly because I'm just not putting out videos every month. Just won't be able to do that consistently. So instead I'm going to do more of a video by video look. And so some of our baselines will be a little bit off going into this video, but hopefully by the next one we will be just fine. So let's take a look. Over the course of this video, we basically got up to 2127 skilled total, which is a gain from our last video. That's 3 whole total levels, which is okay, right? Because Slayer takes a little bit more time, and it was a busy summer. We gained a total of 5.8 million XP, which is something we can't really measure from the last video because we don't have like concrete data, but going forward we'll be able to see like, was that more that we gained next video versus less, and kind of take a look at that. Our hours played are up to 153 days and 12 hours, which is an increase of 4 days and 12 hours from our last video. We're able to get up to 642 collection log slots, which is an additional 19 since the last video. We just kind of passively gained those through Slayer training. And as you may recall, towards the last few videos, I started indicating to you the miles that I have been running because I did train for a marathon. That marathon has since been completed, but I have taken a break over the summer, about a month, and now I'm back at it. So over the course of the making of this video, I ran a total of 26 miles, which has really just been compounded from the last 2 weeks of picking up running again, which again, we can't really, base that off of last video because we don't have a clear indication of that baseline. And then the most important question for everybody, because this series all revolves around getting to max, is we have reduced the amount of hours to max to 731, which means we shaved off a total of 23 hours since our last video. Now this is efficient hours, and that's based on the Wise Old Man website, which basically gives us more detailed stats. So there it is. That's the end of video number 6 of our progression series. Looking forward to what's coming up next as we continue on Slayer. Bye.